Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that. Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Alert, alert, alert. I have a huge alert for you today. Today, I'm going to be talking about those proposed changes that the VA came out with a few years ago for tinnitus, sleep apnea, and the general rating criteria for the mental conditions. Okay. They have a final action date. I'm going to be sharing it with you. But the huge nugget that I'm going to be dropping in this video is what do you need to be doing right now before that final action date if you are not service connected? Let's get into it. Okay, so a lot of veterans have been asking me, Dwayne, what about the proposed changes that the VA came out with a couple of years ago? When is it going to go into effect? Have you heard anything? And someone sent me an email over the weekend. I said, you know what? I haven't checked it. Let me go out and just check. I went to the VA's website, checked the diagnostic codes. Yep, they're still there. Then I went to a different website that someone else shared with me. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I got to do a video on this. All right. So I'm going to show you that website. I'm going to share that final action date. Okay. But most importantly, I'm going to tell you some things that you could be doing right now so you do not find yourself behind the eight ball. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. So this is the link that one of the veterans emailed me this weekend. And I had to actually do some work to me about 15 minutes, but I found exactly what I was looking for. All right. So I put in VA schedule ratings for disabilities. That's exactly what I put in right there. Right. And it gave me information all the way back to fall 1985 right here. Right. Okay. So I'm looking for 2024. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Let's get down to the bottom. Woo, boy, we about to get into it. All right. So before I show you this information, if you haven't watched my previous video from a few years ago about the proposed changes, I'm going to put that link in the description section for you. Okay. Now, the first one we're going to cover is this one, final rule change. See this right here? Final rule change for rating disabilities, ear, nose, throat, and audiology, disabilities, and respiratory system. Okay. You can click on this link, but I've already clicked on it. All right. So we're going to bring this up right here. Okay. So here we go. View rule. Now, it talks about Department of Veterans Affairs, and I'll just highlight this for you real quick, this part. Okay. The Department of Veterans Affairs revises Section 38 CFR. CFR stands for Code of Federal Regulations. Parts 3 and 4 that addresses the ear, nose, throat, audiology, and the respiratory system. Okay. So the ENT, tinnitus falls under that. Respiratory, guess what? Sleep apnea falls underneath that. Now, look at these CFR citations. 38 CFR 4.85, 4.87, 4.96, 4.97. All right. 4.87 covers all the ear conditions to include tinnitus. Okay. See where I'm going? 38 CFR 4.97 covers the respiratory system, which sleep apnea falls under the respiratory system. Now, here it gives some dates. Okay. Look at this final action date here. Right there. Come over. What do we have? April 2025. Now, they don't have a date in there. Okay. So it could be any time of that month. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind is normally when the VA does this, they'll maybe put, let's say, April 15th, just throwing that out there. That's not the actual date. I'm just using that as an example. But then they may make it effective some other date, right? We don't know that right now. There's no data out there and they haven't provided to us, okay? But right now we just have April 2025, okay? Now, we'll go back to this screen. All right. So here, final rule change. Okay. And what do we have? Schedule for rating disabilities, mental disorders. So when you click on this link right here, it's going to bring you to this screen. And they pretty much they look the same. Okay. Right here. Let me highlight that for you right quick. There we go. The Department of Veterans Affairs amends the portion of the rating scheduler dealing with mental disorders, including revising the general rating formula for mental disorders. Now, we all know or should know that it doesn't matter which mental condition you're diagnosed with, or let's say service connected for. All right. Currently, the 0, 10, 30, 50, 70, and 100 is the same, whether you're service connected for a major depressive disorder, PTSD, schizophrenia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The proposed changes, again, I'll link to that my video in the description section of this video so you can go back and watch it. And in that video, I share with you the new proposed changes. Okay. Now, look at this CFR citation 38 CFR 4.130. That is the rating scheduler criteria for the mental conditions. All right. And look what we have. Final action, April 2025. Okay. It's coming, people. It is coming. Okay. So I know a lot of people been worried about that. Now, let's get to the nuggets. All right. So let's say you're not service connected for tinnitus, sleep apnea, or any mental condition. And let's say that you were previously denied for one or all three. Okay. What do you need to be doing right now? If it's been more than 1 year, an intent to file for compensation. Okay. If you've never claimed it, you're coming back in and reopen it. Now, if you're coming back in and you reopen that claim with an 0995, you know you need new and relevant evidence. But if it's in 1 year of the denial of tinnitus, sleep apnea, or a mental condition, you don't need an intent to file because if you get service connected, it'll go to the original date of claim or the intent to file. Now, if it's been outside of 365 days, um, or 1 year, then yeah, if you reopen it, you need to do another intent to file. All right. But if you never claimed it, any of these before, an intent to file, okay? Because it might take the VA a couple of months. You could possibly get that back effective dates, which means you're going to get some back pay. Now, in either case, you need to be working on these claims right now, especially a mental condition. If you're getting treatment, if you're trying to get a DBQ done, if you're trying to get your stressor done, all of that stuff. So if it's a new claim for you, then intent to file is your best bet because while you're getting all this evidence together or treatment, that should hold your effective date. Okay. But again, if you were previously denied, all right, and you're coming back in, to reopen that claim with an 0995 and it's been within 1 year of the notification letter, not the rating decision, okay, then you don't need an intent to file. All right. Okay. So the mental condition may be the hardest because you may have to do 2 or 3, 4 doctor visits or whatever. Okay. Tinnitus, I have videos on that. How do you win your claim for tinnitus? Being able to reasonably articulate your symptomology as it pertains to you being exposed to acoustic trauma in the military. Got a video on that. All right. Have several videos on PTSD stressors and combat, non combat, and military sexual trauma stressors. Okay. So this information is right in front of you, but you have to start right now, not next week when you come back from the kids' soccer game or they were up at Alcott doing some cheerleading thing. You need to be working on this right now because before you know it, April 2025 will be here. Now, the VA can come back and say, hey, we're scrapping the whole thing. I think that's highly unlikely. Okay. But you want to get in and get it right now. Now, one last thing, because I know I'm going to get asked this. Well, Dwayne, what if you're already service connected? What are they going to do? Well, you're already grandfathered in. Okay, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to go back and look through all your claims and figure out, oh, wait a minute, is this vet getting treatment? Or no, they're not going to do that. Okay. Now, if you come in for an increase, one, you need to know what you're doing. I did a video on the digestive system that changed just this year. And I shared my screen and showed what the VA was explaining. If you come in, if you're already service connected and you show improvement under the old criteria, we'll grant it. I don't know if they're going to do that for this. When they come out with those instructions, I will do another video. So if you ask me in the comment section about that, I'm going to tell you, I already know you didn't watch the whole video. Okay. So we have to wait on that. But that's next year. You need to be thinking about right now, right here, right now, this year. If you're not service connected or you're trying to get an increase or anything like that as it pertains to these three areas, you need to start working on it right now. So, with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, please share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.